All right, Inglewood, Cali, Chi-Town, we should be live now. Mouthpiece included. Hot topics featuring NFL miscues during their last couple weeks. That's going to be our hottest topic today. We're going under a new format today. Pull up. It's an open mic. All are welcome to chime. Like, share, subscribe. Stand by as we take care of some business. Like, share, subscribe. All right, let's see here. T-A-T-N, 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 Mouthpiece included.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hit that subscribe, hit that like, hit that notification bell.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls?
Okay, I'm in my local Ralph's, and this happened.
I don't go to church, and I know God understands.
Man, where do they keep the honey around here? Excuse me, you know where the honey is?
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of
Cheese
girls?
Al. Who wants cheese head?
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a gaggle of girls? The Bears!
I don't go to church, and I know God understands. I can stay on my couch because God is a fan of the Bears.
Who are the guys that are the best in the world and make the rest of the team look like a...
Well, guys, let's go to the swimming pool. Let's go take a shower. Let's go water skiing.
Don't forget to bring a towel.
There he is.
Be sure to bring a towel so you don't get all wet.
Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece, ladies and gentlemen. We got Mouthpiece included. We're about to get this going. Cue the music.
Mouthpiece included. T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Better guard your grill. T-A-T-N,
T-A-T-N, T-A-T-N. Mouthpiece included. All right, y'all. Big show tonight. This is our first week on the new format. We're going to jump it off, though, because our co-host loves to talk about them Bears. So we're going to start with How About Them Bears? Then we're going to roll on into How About Them First Place Bulls? Then we'll hit some Cubs, Sox, quick hits if we got any news on that. And then our weekly fire or hot topics. And the hottest topic of all would be the NFL Super Bowl miscues. The minstrel show, amongst others. Your boy taking a knee, Eminem. And so that's what we own, so we'll get to that. And so as we get our co-host, Big Ace, in the building. What down?
T-A-T-N, TATN and Mouthpiece included. Yeah.
TATN. TATN. TATN.
Get
TATN.
your mouthpiece.
Don't forget your mouthpiece.
What up? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, what it do, fool? What it do?
Oh, just chilling. Of course, here being in the shy, it's snowing again. So I don't know. It's every Tuesday or every Thursday we get some kind of precipitation in the air. And this Thursday we've got a couple inches of snowflakes that the shy can't handle. But everything's good. Can't complain.
Yeah, well, since last week, man, my niece's team, Long Beach Poly High School, they pulled out the game on the road, but they lost yesterday, I think by 12 or 11 at home.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they're still in the state tournament, so they got to do more than go 1 for 26 from 3.
Oh, yeah, it's live by the 3, die by the.
Yeah, I told my niece they should all rock beards. You know, for the next game, since they want to have that beard effect. You know how he gets down in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Or even Russell Westbrook.
Westbrook.
A shot he doesn't like in the playoffs.
That's Westbrook, pardon you.
Pardon me, I forget. We're coming live from Inglewood.
That's right, live from Inglewood. Hey, so let's jump in it. Hot topic number 1. How about them Bears? I don't have nothing to say about them. You got any Bears news?
Yeah, we got some Bears news. We're up against the upcoming deadlines as far as salary cap are concerned. You're going to cut a few players. Most they'll wait to June 1st to get rid of. And they have a lot of free agents. The Bears are currently, like, the way their salary cap is structured now, about $20 million below the cap. So they should be okay. You got to cut quite a few players and try and replenish the roster through the draft pick or through free agents. Some of your so-called favorites may be gone, a couple may be back, but definitely their focus is and should be on the offensive line, wide receiver, and cornerback position. So I think they'll be all right.
Are there any names, that's that you got in mind for trades for the either the offensive line or the wide receiver? Any names buzzing around Hallisall?
They don't have any one to trade. They got to jump into free agency. The only way they can make some trades if they trade some higher picks, like their 4th round pick or maybe 2nd round pick, and move back. But that 2nd round pick is going to be very important this year because they don't have a 1st round pick because of trading it to the Giants with a chance to draft Justin Fields just in time. So they got to pick up some wide receivers either through free agency, and it's supposed to be a deep wide receiver draft. So they got to work their magic in the draft. But the offensive line is first and foremost.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you as far as shoring up that O-line. I think you've said it numerous times, getting a left tackle. Supposedly there's a big name center that's
I forget his name right now. But they got a big a stud, nasty center out there and left tackle. So it's just a matter of who he wants to play for, because they both have their choice as far as teams are concerned.
Facts. And I just pinned the link for anybody who's got the cojones to pull up. Pull up. Don't forget to bring your mouthpiece. All you have to do is click that link that's pinned in the chat, and you'll be live. if you're a troll, you know, we're going to need your camera on. So, you know, it could be a two-way street on the fun. We're not allowing any trolls in with the cameras off. We don't do that here. Where they do that at, Ace?
Do that at where they do that. Like, share, subscribe, but also pull up.
Facts. Pull all the way up. Yeah, and I'm going to say go Bears since they got, you know, I was saying dumb down for a while. But I'll go ahead and start saying, you know, bear down again since we have a new regime and we got some melanin at the helm. So that's, you know, making me feel pretty good about myself.
Yeah, we got some melanin popping, and also throughout his staff, he has quite a few melanated coaches to shore up the team. You know, defensive coordinator. I think it was linebackers coach. Well, definitely his defensive backs coach. So there, you know, there's some diversity in the Chicago Bears staff. Again, without you know, going to Lovie Smith, but you know, Eberflus was, you know, supposedly sought after by a few teams. So the Bears jumped to the top of the line and grabbed the coach they wanted. So hopefully he can put his defensive philosophy on the team. His offensive coordinator from the Packers can make it happen on offense with the right amount of players that we bring in. I mean, everybody's keep talking about Devontae Adams leaving the Packers. I don't know where that comes from. I would assume they would put the franchise tag on him, but they're also $50 million over the cap. So I don't know how it's all going to work out for the Packers and Green Bay. I really don't care, but it's time for the Bears to make a move.
Green Bay, if any Packers fans out there, duck sick. Let's jump on to how about them Bulls? Now, before tonight's game against Atlanta, they were 38-21, tied in first place with the Heat. They had won 7 of their last 10. And then we want to also talk about the Tristan acquisition, Tristan Thompson, the Kardashian curse. But before we go there, did they win tonight, bro?
I haven't been able to update myself on the current score due to Deuce's basketball game and sipping on this adult beverage. But hopefully the Bulls, I'll check them out in a minute. Hopefully the Bulls were able to pull out a victory. They won 5 in a row before the break. So this will be 6 playing the Hawks.
All right, well, this just in from our crack production staff.
Love our crack production staff.
Yeah, the Bulls won the home game 112 to 108 against the Hawks. So they did pull it out. Let's see here. Who led the Hawks?
Trae Young.
Did he play? I don't even see his name in here.
Oh, maybe he did.
Oh, wait a minute. No, he played. And they held him to 14 points in 37 minutes.
Got the big guards in Chicago.
Yeah, and DeRozan put up 37, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Vukovic put up a double-double with 12 and 10. Levine had 20 and 5 rebounds, 3 assists in 36 minutes. Dosunmu, 12 points, 6 boards, 3 assists. Thompson played 13 minutes. Oh, he got 11 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. So what say you about... Yeah, 11 minutes. What say you about Tristan? What say you, bro?
Well, we all know that the Bulls' biggest problem now is size. They have no rim protectors, basically no rebounders. So they got to hit all their shots or they got to box out pretty well to get rebounds. They got Vooch, but you got to have somebody to back him up or somebody to play alongside of him to rebound and play some defense. Is Tristan Thompson a rim protector? No. Maybe the Kardashian curse jumped to the other teams that they're playing, and it'll take us all the way to the NBA Finals.
Well, I personally love the acquisition. I've always, appreciated his game. Would never want to overpay for him, which they didn't. But he's somebody's got to sit him down and talk to him. I saw him in an interview. He was capping on Chicago deep dish pizza, which I could tell he never had some from a good place. He was capping on capped on something else, man. I was like, this dude don't understand how Chicago roll. He come up missing talking funny.
Yeah, well, he's out there in the suburbs and north suburbs, living his best life. Or maybe living downtown. We don't know. They normally get apartments there in the city at Trump Tower. So, unfortunately, somebody has to sit him down and tell him that this is Chicago. Slow your roll. Work your way into being a Chicago player, and it'll all work out in the end.
Man,
Especially if you get to the, farther in the playoffs than the city thinks, they'll love you forever.
I can't remember what else he said, but I know he ended it like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out and get me some real pizza and not that deep dish stuff." I'm like,
maybe he's a thin crust lover.
I don't care what he is. You know what I mean? He's got to have respect, bro. He's talking like he's high on the on the autism scale. That's what it feels.
Well, he likes making the kids with the women that with the Instagram models. So there's no telling what's going on in his basement.
But right now, bro, everybody seems to be picking the injured New Jersey team and the Philly team, and New Jersey is like 8th or something. There's only like 2 games or 3 games separating the top from the bottom in the East.
Yeah, that's easy because you got so many games left. And, with the acquisitions that Brooklyn's made in the hope that Ben Simmons comes back and be a very productive player along with Embiid, you got people thinking that, hey, they got a chance of winning the East or forging ahead in the East as you get toward the end of the season. A lot of people are counting on the mandates, the vaccine mandates, and all the crap they got going on in New Jersey, New York, to be ending soon, which I foresee as well, because it's ending all over the country.
Yeah, but only one big national pundit, Perkins, like they're just totally ignoring the Bulls, man. So like, I just remember, man, that I think it was the '96 Bulls team. They start peaking towards the end of the season. Nobody was taking them seriously, and they came out with that chip. And the way DeRozan is playing, if they can get Levine, back going and healthy and everything, I really think they're discounting our Bulls, and I got the Bulls at least going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I wouldn't doubt that because health is very important. Now you got your starting point guard and your major defensive player out right now for a variety of injury reasons. So if you can coast to the midway point of the season without those guys playing and get them back a month before, or a month or 2 months before playoffs hit, and you can gel as a team, you're looking at a good possibility of this team going far, very far in the playoffs, maybe even to the finals.
Yeah, man. Health is wealth, and your best ability is your availability. And it looks like they are doing a shrewd job of getting ready for these last 20, 21 games or so down the stretch.
Absolutely. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls. Let's push past that. Our next hot topic. You got any Cubs, Sox? We're gonna do this real quick. I don't have anything. Well, there's a baseball lockout coming up or something.
There's a lockout. There's nothing to talk about. The Cubs are looking to possibly bring Rizzo back to Chicago. He turned down the contract when he was here because he thought there was greener pastures, but due to injuries, doesn't look like the pastures are going to be greener. So, there's a possibility of a Rizzo Chicago Cubs reunion, which they need them. So hopefully, in the near future, when the lockout's over, all the sides can come together. They can, offer them the peanuts that they want, and he can ask for the money they want, so they can come to a happy medium.
All right, so they're gonna bring H to the Rizzo back, huh?
There's no reason that they shouldn't. With the dirty of our shortstop Baez and our former MVP, they should be fine as far as the money's concerned. So Rizzo's not going to command a long term or
Wait a
very
minute.
high
They did all
salary.
that for Baez, and Baez is no longer in a Cub uniform?
No, Baez is gone.
Wow. What about that catcher that they had to make a rule to keep him from walking out to the pitcher's mound after every pitch?
Well, he's still here, I guess, for another year or so. But Chris Bryant's gone. They jettisoned most of the team. They got rid of Chris Bryant. They got rid of Rizzo, and they got rid of Baez. So that was the tanking of the Cubs last year. That's just a matter of
Prospects
and free agency. The Cubs fans were very, very, very disappointed at what happened last year. But the money that Baez was going to garner, they weren't going to pay. The money that Chris Bryant wanted, it's still a possibility, but they weren't going to pay it. So if they can win with bringing Rizzo back at a home team favorable rate and bringing these young guys up, I think they'll keep going because the Cubs are basically rebuilt. So you rebuild through your farm system, free agency for the right money and trades. So they're doing. Now the White Sox, hey, we're trying to get a chip. So we'll see what happens after the lockout is over.
As a Cubs fan, good riddance to all those guys. They swung and missed too much, and
Yeah.
they
Definitely
did
buy
nothing.
it, guys.
All of them, especially in the playoffs. Nothing in the playoffs. Rizzo hit for contact, but the rest of them, whiffing.
Yeah. And they got rid of Schwarber also. So, they got rid of the whole championship team that, there could have been much expectation once they pulled out the white flag.
If they were willing to make that deal, I can't remember what it was, but the Yankees wanted Schwarber and some other teams wanted that catcher I was talking about. What's his name? Mookie something? I don't know. But
Wilson. No.
Yeah, but the Cubs didn't want to pull the trigger, and look at that. We can see the future now, and they should have moved those guys. They should have let Schwarber play in Yankee Stadium and let him be a DH.
Yeah, absolutely. They could even send him to the South Side.
Correct. Yeah. All right, so let's move past that. High school bum hazing. There's been 2 incidents in this great nation about these pink high school kids sticking water bottles and stuff in people's bums and calling it hazing. Heard anything about this?
Yeah, I heard about the situation where they hazed a young man and stuck the water bottle in his bum, and they were charged with assault. But I've never been part of any of those teams, or never condoned any sticking anything in anybody's orifices, especially as a male. So hey, the parents of the kids, I'm sure, would say it was just horseplay, but What
Yeah,
kind of
we didn't.
horseplay?
Yeah, we didn't
What kind
play
of
like that.
horseplay is that?
You know, I played high school football, and there was none of that going on. There was an issue because the kid went right to the head coach and told the head coach about it, who happens to be pink, and absolutely nothing was done. So it looks like the school district has a lawsuit on their hands.
Well, I mean, the head coach probably like stuff stuck up his bum, so that's why he let it go for so many years.
Yeah, he was probably watching it on camera from his office.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Well, those kids are probably all headed to University of Michigan. They'll fit right in there. All right, let's push past this, bro. I don't even know if we can say bum on.
You can say bum.
Yeah, well,
Bum has a lot of different connotations, but for the head coach to condone and not report this, or even
kick
with
people off
probably
the
his
team.
best players.
Man, they would have been off my team.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, there's hazing of freshmen, such as
Yeah,
taking a
but then
pickup of your
there's
badge.
sexual assault, and
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. Unacceptable.
all right, what kind of culture are you creating? All right, here we go. Coach K, Kobe, LeBron in the Olympics. Now, supposedly Coach K was. They said that LeBron came to Coach K and said during the game, he said, "Man, he pulled himself out of the game and said you better do something about him." And rest Kobe's soul, but we always talked about his shot selection or lack thereof. I mean, he's
Yeah.
been doing it since he was 17. And they said Coach K reluctantly talked to him. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I mean, it's LeBron. I mean, complaining. There's no way in the Olympics with a team such as they had, I would have been worried about anybody's damn shot selection. I mean, we're either going to win by 50 or we're going to win by 30. But let's go out here and kick this team's ass. If Kobe wants to shoot from wherever he wants to on the court, damn it, let him do it. And then, if you don't feel like he's hitting that game, just go to him like, man, Kobe, let's take him to the hole.
Correct. That's what I was going to say. LeBron, why can't you be man enough to talk to him yourself? Or better yet, get your big ass down in there and rebound. You make a great point. Kobe's shot selection on that team should have been the least of LeBron's concerns.
Absolutely. I mean, come on. How are you going to go to the coach? So we got a meeting about the way the team's playing. And there's nobody in the world that should be within 30 points of you, either any game you play.
Yeah, they could have put him on a team, Kobe and LeBron, with all college players and college All-Americans, and they still would have had the advantage. But now Kobe allegedly, told Coach K, because he had a lot of respect for Coach K, that he'll take care of it. You had to be careful with Kobe Bean, because you remember Kobe, remember the media was saying he was shooting too much in LA, and he came out, took like 3 shots the next game or something in the playoffs.
Yeah. It's just BS. I mean, Kobe, I don't think Kobe would have shut it down on the international level because of the competition of playing for the U.S. versus these other countries, especially with the NBA players playing on the other teams. But I think he should have definitely had a conversation with LeBron after meeting with Coach K.
Well, they're all Jordan chasers, and I'm sure Kobe probably had in his mind, I got to get these MVPs so I can match MJ and build my legacy. But there was some issues with LeBron too. He didn't want to come to the morning shoot-arounds, and was pouting about all of that.
Yeah,
and he said Coach K had to pull his coattails.
Yeah, I mean, they're superstars, and they're playing in the Olympics against, I wouldn't call them bums, but they're players that aren't on their level. The international teams have gotten a lot better since they've garnered more of the NBA players coming back to play for their countries. But Come on, man.
Yeah, if I was Coach K, I would have cut him. All right, so here we go. We got moving on from that. We got Tatum. Tatum, what'd you say? Yeah, it'd have been great, wouldn't it? Made him buy his own flight home. All right, so Tatum on the All NBA team, the Celtics player, he didn't make the All NBA team, and he alleges that he had a clause in his contract where they're costing him $32 million on the bonus. He's been complaining and whining about that he doesn't like the way the team is selected, and he feels like the NBA should take a look at it. Do you agree with him?
To a certain extent. But if I had $30 million on the line, there's no way anybody could have been close enough to me to keep me off the All-Star team. Whatever it took. I mean,
well, it was all NBA team.
Yeah, I'm balling.
I agree, and he probably could have paid some people off. I'm not telling you kids to do anything illegal, but my main thing on that is he signed the contract, and so it sounds like a Tatum and his agent issue, as opposed to the people who are selecting the All NBA team.
Well, I mean, it's a lot of questionable agents. There's no way, even though I would have trust in myself as being one of the best players in the NBA, that I would entrust my contract for that amount of money to some writers and people that don't play the game for me to get into the All Pro. So, that was a mistake on his part, definitely on his agent's part, and hopefully he has a new agent.
Probably was Clutch Sports. All right, let's move on. Scotty Trippin, no tipping Pippen wasn't at the 75. Now you and I had talked about it. I said Jordan probably said he's not going to show up if Pippen is there, but there's been some articles released. They said Pippen was shook.
Of course he was. He came out for the entire year spouting this garbage that you were the best player on the team. And there was no way that Jordan could be the player he was without you. I think Jordan had 63 against the Celtics in the playoffs before you got there. Now, he does have an argument for the chips, as far as getting 6 chips and 3 peats. But, come on.
Yeah, I mean, but zero MVPs. However, there's one you could have made an argument that it could have gone to Scottie Pippen, the Finals MVP.
Yeah, maybe the Lakers series. But no. Come on, man. This was the 75th anniversary of the 75 best players ever in the NBA. I think it holds a higher standard than Hall of Fame and any other accolades that NBA players have received over the years. The 75 best players. And you've got players, if they wait to the 100th anniversary and the 100th best players, there are definitely not going to be a lot of players around. Maybe Pippen, maybe Jordan. Jordan, you'd be looking at 84 years old, walking in for the 100th anniversary of the NBA. So, you got a lot of guys that are not going to be at the next ceremony, and it was a monumental occasion. I mean, I love the 50th anniversary when they gave them the leather jackets. I heard they gave them the leather jackets at home, but they gave them these blazers to signify the 75th anniversary. So You know, yeah, it's something I wouldn't have missed unless I was out of the country or schedules mix or whatever. But just to be ashamed not to talk to Michael Jordan, that you've been talking shit out, stand on it, say it with your chest.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah, I agree. And I feel like, Scotty was probably at a book signing event, in French Lake, Indiana. And, if his literary agent should have told him, yeah, show up. And he should have had his book in his hand and
yeah.
got as many of those players to sign him, so he can build up his,
He can sell it.
yeah.
Make more than I probably made out the book by having a 75th anniversary autograph copy of whatever the name of this shit is. I mean, book is. His book is to put on the auction block. Or his bourbon. He's got bourbon he's selling too.
Oh, all right, let's push past it. Now, TNT, not TATN, TNT. They did a mock draft, and douchebag Dominique Wilkins drafted himself number 1, so we'll discount that.
Fuck was that? I can't draft it.
I mean, but then we'll just all right. But you can comment on that. But before you do, Jerry West, the logo, who's only the logo, I might add, because Michael Jordan told them, no, you can't use my logo. He drafted Scottie Pippen. I mean, not Scottie Pippen, the late Kobe Bean Bryant, number 2, and Michael Jordan was drafted once again 3rd. What say you about that?
I don't know what the hell was on Dominique Wilkins' mind. I think he's still having some kind of apprehension about his NBA career and his. Well, he wasn't actually selected for the top 50. So I think to rectify that, he named himself as the number 1 draft pick.
Wait a minute.
Mock draft.
He had no left hand, and then his whole thing was, I'm going to make sure I get drafted. The premise was everybody was going to be drafted, and you could have drafted yourself with your 4th pick, your 3rd pick, your 2nd pick.
The 2nd pick. I mean, if you're the 1st pick in the NBA's top 75 mock draft, you're drafting Michael Jordan.
Seriously, if you're not drafting Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Bill Russell, what are you doing?
Yeah, because nobody was going to draft him in the 1st round.
He shouldn't have been drafted in the 1st round, but he could have drafted himself in the 2nd or 3rd round.
Yeah, I mean, the 10th, how many rounds I had? 8? He could have drafted himself anywhere. Somebody probably would have picked him up because he was there in the 2nd or 3rd round. But to draft yourself first is just a big case of narcissism, I guess.
But what do you say about Jerry West, though, man? I've lost an issue of respect for him drafting Kobe Bean over Michael Jordan, man.
Well, I think Jerry West, his allegiance has always been to the Lakers. And hearing him speak over after or during these drafts, he wanted to take the best Lakers available, and which he did. If he didn't take Kobe,
wait a minute, it's a bit self-serving too. He douched it up a little bit, like Dominique did, because he's the one who drafted Kobe or traded for him and all of that. So, so he could have drafted Kareem, he could have drafted Magic. I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah, but you're looking at drafting Michael Jordan as opposed to Kareem and Magic, and he's a logo. He loves the Lakers. He's professed that over the last 50 years.
But those guys are Lakers. I mean, I wouldn't be having this conversation that he said, okay, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, but he wasn't going to draft Kareem over Kobe. Yeah, it was self-serving in the fact that, he brought Kobe to the Lakers.
Yeah. Was Jerry West on the list? He got drafted, didn't he? I don't think he made top 75.
Top 75? Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, absolutely. He's a logo.
Yeah. That's what I was
And he's
gonna say.
pink.
Of course. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
went to 10 chips before he won one, so something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's push past it.
He barely
Brian,
won a chip with Will Chamberlain.
yeah, Brian Flores. I don't know if he's some sort of Hispanic or some sort of black, but
It's Bueno.
yeah. So he's with Pittsburgh. He signed on as an assistant coach. He's a linebackers coach. One point, your boy, and he's in my frat, so it's hard to say this, but the head coach of Pittsburgh, he got pulled in by Tony Dungy when he was an assistant at a college that nobody heard of, and Dungy gave him an opportunity. But it blew my mind when I heard that he hadn't hired one black assistant coach in his 15 years in Pittsburgh, bro.
Now, that's really hard to believe. I mean, I know he's going back and hired veteran pink coaches for his major positions, but, for linebackers or DBs or quarterback coaches, you couldn't find one acceptable black coach. Is kind of hard to believe and hard to accept.
Maybe he's not really in charge over there.
Well, I mean, that's a possibility as far as coaching decisions and player personnel.
Yeah, his staff.
But,
yeah,
but you're looking at it. Come on, man. If you've won a Super Bowl, you haven't garnered enough credit to pick your own coaches or coaches that you want to bring up, coaches that you want to give an opportunity, especially the team that instituted the Rooney Rule, or the Rooney Rule was named after the owner. And there's a lot of problems over in Pittsburgh, more than you can name.
Yeah, and he's been doing a lot of japping over his career. When they would ask him about other black coaches not being in there, he's like, "This is a problem. I don't know what we can do to fix it." You do know what we can do to fix it. Everybody's been saying we need more head coaches so we can get more assistant coaches in his coaching tree. I mean, in the portal.
Right, because who else is going to hire them?
Bro, it's really bizarre, and to my people out there, that's part of the reason why we are in this position we're in. We'll get these positions, and then we don't do the right thing, as the white boys say.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to fathom that you're the longest tenured head coach. You're the longest tenured or next long. You're definitely the longest tenured black coach in the NFL, and you haven't reached down and pulled
not one
another coach. Not one. Especially when you have problems at offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And you just haven't reached out and helped someone to help you while you're helping them.
All right. So how about them Cowboys and their voyeurism? So one of their executives claimed that he had to use the bathroom, and so he walked into the cheerleaders' locker room and was filming them. And then it was a quiet settlement. How far do you think this goes up the chain? Is he a lone wolf? What's going on there, bro? What's your take on that?
Well, it's the NFL. Why are you going in the cheerleaders' bathroom?
They said it was a men's room, like right next to it. Exactly, bro.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, have you ever seen AT&T Stadium? The place is huge. It costs $5 billion to build. There's bathrooms every damn where. So there's no excuse. What does it go higher up the chain? Absolutely, because nobody has made an issue of it. Nobody has handed out any discipline, i.e., Jerry Jones. So yeah.
Or even the NFL, they haven't taken any draft picks or nothing. They swept that right under the rug.
But the NFL is going to sweep anything under the rug that doesn't come to the national forefront.
Maybe we should say sweep it up under the shield.
Yeah, under the shield. That's much better. But yeah, anything that doesn't come to the national forefront or hurts them monetarily can definitely be swept under the shield. And you got a timeline of a number of years for this particular case. Yeah, NFL doesn't care. Only thing they care about is something that would cost them money or sponsorship.
Well, and let's talk about the city of Dallas. I mean, there could have been some criminal charges.
Yeah, against the football team in Dallas, Texas. Are you kidding me? Football players in Dallas can do anything. I mean, and there was no charges for the. I forgot what house they had that the players were going to after the games. I forgot the name of it. But
If that was the head coach of Pittsburgh, in Pittsburgh, his black ass, there would have been all kind of media coverage, and they would have been suggesting that the police get involved.
Well, yeah, we know this.
Same NFL.
Same NFL. We know this in any sport, whether it's NFL or college basketball or any high profile sport. It depends on who gets hurt, and if nobody really gets hurt, and no money, it costs the team or the league no money, and keep the party going.
So that was one of the miscues that came up during the Super Bowl week. And we'll get into the hottest topic. We got some more. But before we do that, you brought up college basketball. What's your take on Chicago's very own Southsider, CVS representative, the University of Michigan representative? Yeah, maybe that doctor had stuck his thumb up his bum or something. Was giving him ball treatment. That's what I would have been my defense. But what's your take on Juwan Howard slapping the dog mess out of the Muffin, the assistant coach?
What's the doctor's? You brought up that episode of Mouthpiece included. That was his psychological trauma that he received at the University of Michigan.
That would have been my story. Yeah, I was in there for a hernia. He kept checking me for hernias.
I don't think any of the players of the 80s, well, they were 90s players, would admit to having their bum
their balls fondled by the doctor,
massaged by the late doctor of the University of Michigan. But Juwan, hey, it's just a moment in time. Unfortunately, we all have them. I believe that assistant coach for the University of Wisconsin must have said something very damning to get him to swing on him on national television, or it was just something he was doing to protect his players, because the only people that were up there after he initially got into it with the Wisconsin head coach was his players and himself. There's no assistant coach to take a swing at the Wisconsin assistant coach. So.
Well, to your point, here's my take on it. And, if there's any young ones out there, we as the melanated men, we got to keep our composure, because they'll, put cases on you and ruin the next 10 to 15 to 20 years of your life.
They'll take all your income away and lock you up, and then they don't want to hire you again. So that all being said, he's from the South Side of Chicago. I'm from the South Side of Chicago, and I'm just going to tell you how I looked at it. He's walking past, and, the head coach of Wisconsin little boyed him. You're going to stop and listen to me. You're not going to walk past me and disrespect me and not shake my hand. The head coach's story was, I was just trying to explain to him why I did that stuff at the end of the game. Yeah, why I'm pink.
I mean, we all know where I'm from. If somebody has that look on their face and they want to walk past you, you let him walk past you. So first of all, that exacerbated the situation. He was fined $10,000. I thought he should have been missing some games because he sparked it. Now, if you all go back and look at the tape, I wish I would have had it here for fair use. The assistant coach was being held back by Michigan players and held back by Wisconsin players, and he was pushing the crowd towards Juwan. For
Right.
what? So this is more than just something he said. He wasn't walking away saying something, he's coming towards you. And I'm from the south side of Chicago. And if somebody's pushing towards you and talking crap, you still on them. I'm not, hey, it's cultural.
Yeah. We're always held to a 2 or 3 times higher standard than the others. Resulted in Juwan having a 5-game suspension and this coach just being fined for $10,000, which I'm sure he's got at least a $2 or $3 million true deal.
Well, the University of Wisconsin came out and said they're going to pay his fine for him, and I don't even think they should be able to do that.
Of course they will. I don't think they should announce it because they're a public university, so it's got to be a line item out of the sports program that you're paying a $10,000 fine for the coach. So, it should be somebody at the University of Wisconsin should have a problem with it, or somebody in the Wisconsin government should have a problem with it. But
well, I'm going to ask you this
let me know what
question.
happens.
I'm going to ask you this question, and my remedy. They'll probably get to NIT. Everybody keeps saying Juwan's suspended for the season. He's not. It's 5 games. So if they have a long run in NIT or something like that, he can come back. Now, my remedy would have been I would have given Juwan 2 games, and I'm okay with the $40,000 fine. I would have given the head coach of the other team 1 game, and I would have fined the assistant coach for his actions because they took zero culpability in the press conferences. They wanted to come out like Juwan just slapped them for no reason.
Well, you're talking about the Big Ten, first of all. So you have to keep in mind the organizing body that you're talking about, and who is being portrayed as the culprit in this situation, which would be the melanated coach from the University of Michigan. Now, probably this never would have happened if Steve Fisher was there, or if Juwan wasn't there and Bob Fisher or Bob Howard was there. You wouldn't have this type of.
He would have let Bob Howard walk past him. He wouldn't have grabbed him.
Absolutely. You might have got it in the press conference.
Correct. And talked about how Bush League that was for him not to shake my hand.
Yeah.
Right.
But to put your hands on the man and then have your assistant coach and your players face them and start some kind of melee, it makes absolutely no sense. Because you're at home. At home, what do you have? You have the state police as security. You have your coaches, and you have the university police there as security. So whoever.
They had a cop standing by Juwan. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So that there's no reason it should have got to that situation.
But what would your remedy have been? Did you agree with the 5 games and the 40K, and did you agree with the remedy on the other side?
With the initiation of the contact following the game by the Wisconsin coach, I think 2 to 3 games would have been enough based on what happened. Probably would have just gave 1 game, just as a Wisconsin coach got 1 game and the same type of fine. You got to deal with the angry black man content, the situation, as opposed to, this coach putting his hands on him first and escalating the situation for no reason. So, no, don't agree with.
Yeah, facts. So, all right, we're gonna move along and get back to the miscues, Super Bowl week, Pro Bowl week, or what have you. So we got AP. You remember him. He's the guy who spanked his child with a whip.
Yeah.
You let the media narrative tell it. But he was on a domestic flight, apparently in coach. I just don't understand these guys. You get away with so much more in first class out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Well, first class flight during the Super Bowl weekend, it might have been too much fun.
I don't understand these guys. So he's flying out there and with his wife, and I guess they get into some sort of spat after probably being overserved on the plane, and I guess he put hands on her. You got any information on that?
You should have just told me, hey, eat the cake, anime, eat the cake. But no, they've been pretty hush hush on the entire situation as far as AP is concerned. He was like, it's just him and his wife have given their stories as just being a difference of opinion between spouses. Stay out of our business. Unfortunately, probably the pilot or whoever was taking care of the flight, as far as the flight attendant, called the police.
Yeah, and they must have been in flight because normally you have footage of this. I don't know why somebody didn't film it on their regular video, though. You don't need internet for that. Just weird that no footage has been released of
Hey
the
man, you
alleged.
said they were a coach.
Yeah, flying coach. That's what I'm saying.
That's the problem right there. She probably started whooping. How the hell we end up in coach? Still playing, you asshole.
That's I'm rich. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
his boys was calling him, like, man, we on a private jet. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Work something out. But maybe since he was with his better half and probably every other player at the Super Bowl,
Dipping.
especially guys on the private jet were,
Dipping.
Yeah. So it didn't work out for him. That's why he ended up in coach.
Well, he said, as you said, that it's a private family matter. And, I disagree. It's no longer a private family matter when you're carrying on in public.
Yeah. I mean, it's your wife. It was after the Super Bowl, wherever you were flying to, whether it was back to, wherever you live.
They was coming to LA.
Oh, they're coming to LA.
Yeah, from my understanding.
Oh, well, yeah. They were probably, might have been too many of the Mandy's or, too much liquor or, or it was just a bad day for the couple. And
so he said no Pepsi Coke when the flight attendant came over there.
he started singing like Tyrese about a coconut smile.
Yeah, they gave Tyree a lot of Coca-Cola before he did that commercial. Sugared him right up.
I need you to smile. Get on the back of the bus and smile.
We're going to make you baby boy.
Hey boy, oh my mind, you're just a fantasy.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. Alvin Kamara in Las Vegas, bro. I don't know if that was the Pro Bowl or what. Now,
yeah, it was Pro Bowl weekend.
His case sounds similar to what I was saying about Jawan, but apparently they're getting on an elevator and there were some words exchanged, and then I guess the cats that they was exchanging words with decided they wanted to ride on the same elevator, and then he got stumped out. What say you about that?
Come on, man. That's the Pro Bowl. You're there to pick up a check, have as much fun as you can possibly muster, and get the hell out of town. I mean, who's mad? If they hate, let them hate. But I don't understand getting in a fight at the Pro Bowl because you're not really playing football. just there to pick up a check and do your thing.
A lot of times it's the guys you got around you that, instead of de-escalating, they're, escalating as well.
Right.
It's a learning lesson for whoever the guy was that they was beefing with that became the alleged victim. It's a bad idea to talk crap and get in a back and forth with somebody and then jump on the same elevator with a team full of football players.
Right. Just find the stairs or
wait for the next elevator.
Yeah, go to the liquor store and then come back. They're probably up doing whatever they're going to be doing in their room, and that gives you a chance to go do whatever with you.
Right. Right. But yeah, he caught a whole case, man, and they're saying this may end his career, which I think is a bit much. But they're talking jail time, man, because the guy got like hospital.
Yeah, he's black. Everything's to the max.
Yeah, but to your point though, man, you're there to have a good time. And then if you're Alvin and you got everything to lose, you got to be able to tell your guys, okay, he's had enough, throw him off the elevator. You know what I mean? Right. You don't let them sit there and just stomp him out and try to beat him to death. I mean, come on.
Well, there again comes the either the liquor or the Mandy's or just testosterone. And next thing you know, yeah, you got him off the elevator like you were thinking, but those 30 seconds in between, he took a buking. So it means nothing to you, but they always sue the richest person in the room. they always want to lock up the richest person in the room. So,
and then they get treated like kings by the pink people all throughout their career, as long as they're productive on the field, and they just don't realize that they're just an N-word once they get those handcuffs on them and they get that case.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a case that's been perpetuated probably till the end of time. You got different players having to leave the team they're on. Some are with fault, some are without, and you're just in a different world when you're making millions or hundred thousands or however much money you're getting, especially if you got a contract coming up.
Well, Ace, if Kyle Rittenhouse could be standing there with an AR-15 and say that he was afraid, I mean, essentially, if I'm Kamara's attorney, he could be standing there, with an elevator full of goons and say he felt afraid because I was having words with this guy and he came and pushed on the elevator and we were defending ourselves.
Self-defense. Absolutely. Unfortunately, once we get arrested or get questioned as melanated people, we start talking.
Talk too much.
And that's why, especially someone on that economic level.
Yeah, he's been talking his way out of stuff since high school.
Well, that, and you have an attorney, or the team has an attorney. And the first thing the attorney is going to tell you or going to ask you is, what did you say? If you said nothing, I told him I needed a lawyer, there's not much they can do.
Yeah, if they separated all those pookies and got them talking. Alvin says this.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, and Alvin said he's not going to pay for your legal defense.
Thanks for telling me.
Get my attorney. Exactly.
Right.
Tell my attorney. Right. All right. Let's push past this. Now, K-Dot, who you guys know is Kendrick Lamar, his parents are from the greater city of Chicago, and K-Dot is from right here in Inglewood, I do believe. Yeah, he is. And at any rate, he was told no. He had some lyrics in his song about 12. I can't remember the exact lyrics. I'll look it up. But what do you have to say about that?
Well,
for the minstrel show. We're talking the minstrel show, halftime.
Absolutely. You subjected yourself into being in this Showtime atmosphere. Showtime. And you're not getting paid. So you you I mean, I really can't understand all of that. I guess people want, the publicity of being at a Super Bowl and free tickets being there, but to dumb down your show just because the NFL, who's not paying you, wants you to say certain things. Yeah, I don't think I would agree to that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have either, and that's why, except for Mary J. Blige, who probably flew all the way across the world, those other cats are just driving up the street. You know what I mean? Kendrick probably got family still in Inglewood and lifelong
Okay.
dream, to perform. And like if I lived in Chicago and I'm famous, again for the free, I don't understand it either. But if all I'm doing is driving up the street and they're giving me free beers and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Coke, no Pepsi. It possibly could have been a consideration.
Right. Hold on.
All right. So hit the mute, bro. So furthermore, now I'm looking up what Dr. Dre said about this. He said there were a few things that they had to change for the minstrel show, but he said they were minor things. And I didn't think they were minor. What he said was that All Right song changes. That's Kendrick's Mad City record from the album Mad City. It was called All Right. They made him change If Pyrus and Crips All Got Along. So, that's actually a word of peace. If Pyrus and Crips all got along, so he had to change those lines. That's, to me, that's not minor, Dr. Dre. And then there's another one. Can't find it. Let's see here.
Talking about, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, he said, and we hate Popo from All Right. So they had Kendrick remove "We Hate Popo," and if Pyrus and Crips all got along, I don't think I could have done that as an artist, bro.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the notoriety
For the free.
And the fame he has, and for the free to do that
Right.
in LA. Yeah. I see y'all at the next Super Bowl, maybe never.
Correct. And he could have gotten more publicity by going public about what they were asking him to do.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But maybe he felt under. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Maybe he felt under the influence of being under, the godfather of hip hop, LA hip hop, and Dr. Dre, and it was opportunity. Maybe he felt he couldn't turn down.
Jerry Heller is the godfather. Jerry Heller is the godfather of LA hip hop. Rest his soul. Go ahead, bro.
I shouldn't, but maybe he felt in this politically correct atmosphere and time that he had to acquiesce or change his lyrics to help out Dr. Dre, be part of this particular show, and assimilate.
Yeah, when you get older and you got those mortgage bills to pay, you'll go get a vaccination shot, even though it goes against everything in your being. So we've all made decisions like that. I mean, I'm a big Kendrick Lamar fan, but that really I don't feel like Pac would have done that. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, no. Yeah, but you're looking at a different era of lyrics between Pac and Kendrick Lamar. And even though I believe it's it was a light lyric, as far as I'm concerned. With
Yeah, he was talking about unity. He was talking about the Bloods
right,
and Crips stop killing each other. Why did they have a
stop
problem with
killing each
that?
other. You got Snoop out there with his Crip jogging suit on,
Yeah,
which
Crip dancing, Crip walking, him and a whole dance troupe. Correct,
yeah.
bro.
So I don't know. I can't see where that lyric about the Crips and Bloods uniting and stop killing each other. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, hey, I guess I can. Maybe they don't want them to stop killing each other. So
it is. And I would have compromised it. I would have said, okay, I won't say that we hate Popo. We dislike Popo, strongly dislike Popo. And I would have said, okay, you know what I'm saying? Give me a compromise. But, they probably would have
right.
told me, take my black ass home. So,
Right. I mean, you talking about killing freedom of speech for a Super Bowl halftime, and you had the Black National Anthem being sung outside
but that's where we're getting into. Yeah, Mary
in
J.
the parking
Blige
lot.
singing in the parking lot. Let's go ahead, talk about that. That's our next hot faux
Yeah, I
pas.
mean, you got Mary sitting in the parking lot singing "Lift Every Voice and Sing." I guess for the people directing the cars, or you know, NFL, NFL, and nobody else really has had much of a comment on them being in the parking lot. While you got you're stopping the Asian hate and the in the SoFi Stadium singing
Front and center, front and center.
front and center singing the national anthem with its questionable racist second verse. So
You know the name? Oh, yes. Okay, you're talking about in the original. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, come on. I mean, I guess they knew beforehand that they were going to be in the parking lot singing to the water fountain before the game. But
How do
something
we
else.
accept that as a people? How does nothing go off in her team's head that says you're in the parking lot singing the Black National Anthem?
Especially with this melanated halftime show that was created. It's
But see, that was probably her compromise. She probably demanded to sing it, and they said, "Okay, you're going to sing it in the parking lot."
yeah.
All right. And it's funny that happened because you was just talking about the Black National Anthem, man. And, I didn't watch the game, but I did watch the halftime show.
Yeah.
All right. Now, but juxtapose all that we've been discussing. They knew about Eminem's kneel, that he was going to kneel, and they allowed it. I mean, juxtapose that.
Well, he's pink. I mean, however,
He's part of the culture. That's what.
yeah, okay, he's part of the culture, but if he goes to the store and I'm walking and he's walking next to me and they've called the police saying someone did a shoplifting, who are they going to stop?
If he's on top of you, not like this will never happen, well in a way, beating the crap out of you, who are they going to put the cuffs on and who are they going to sit down on the couch?
Yeah, they're gonna put the cuffs on me, and Eminem's is, they're gonna try and get him a vente latte to make sure he's okay.
Watch us beat this moolie down for you. We can do it legally.
Yeah. So, great thing there's no more Super Bowls in Minnesota, so we don't have to go through this scenario. Well, not for another 20-something years. But,
they should have had Kendrick Lamar under his knee, and he should have been kneeling on Kendrick Lamar's neck.
Oh yeah, that'd have been a little bit much. They would definitely censored that.
So how do you feel about Eminem taking a knee? Are you rah-rah Eminem, or are you, stay in your lane, get in your place?
Well, like you said, he's part of the culture. If his
I was being facetious, though, when I said that, because that's what all the pundits have been saying. He's part of the culture. He's not, for the record, he's not part of my culture. But go ahead, bro.
Well, I mean, they want to push him to a higher level as far as MCs are concerned. He
grew up in a trailer park. There was no black people around him. But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
It might have been, they might have been hanging from running. But you know, oh, he did the 8 Mile movie. He was doing rap battles with him back in the fictional days.
Right.
But
Technically, he is part of the culture because he raps. Okay, I guess if you rap, you're part of the culture. Go ahead. You know, but go ahead.
well, yeah, like Takashi 6ix9ine and Lil Pump, whatever these guys they come up with every now and again to get money and make them great.
Yeah, little punk. But yeah, how did you feel when you saw that though?
I saw it the next day, so I didn't really feel any type of way. As far, you know, it's tough. You know, I appreciated Kaepernick doing his thing, but if the NFL approved of it, you know, they felt no threat by it. He didn't have a Colin Kaepernick T-shirt on, or you know, his name or anything went up. Anything went up in lights as far as honoring, you know, Colin Kaepernick.
But at the end of the day, he's a descendant of the slave master. We can take any help we can get. So I agree with points that have been made at that. I would have liked to have seen the godfather of West Coast hip hop, as you put it, Dr. Dre or Snoop Dogg, while he's see walking around, or even your boy Kendrick Lamar. It would have meant more to me if one of them would have had the cojones and the balls to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. But they're rich now. I mean, come on.
They don't want to lose everything.
Yeah, Dr. Dre's not going to do it. Snoop is on a show with Martha Stewart and Kendrick. He was happy to be there.
You talking about snitch doggy dog? That's the word, but I don't have any receipts on that. So
yeah, I mean, you know, come on, he's pushing 50. He's on the show with Martha Stewart. He's endorsing Corona.
But he's sea walking on international TV as well, pushing 50.
Well, you got to take that as part of the minstrel show. I'm crib walking because you had everybody TikToking following the Super Bowl, sea walking to Dr. Dre's music.
Were they? I didn't know they were doing
I seen was it Tia Mowry? It's been a variety of TikToks mirroring what happened at the Super Bowl, because I mean, it's a joke now. I don't even know why he wears the colors and still throws up the signs.
And let me say this: we've got nothing against the Crips. All right, let's make that known. All right, absolutely nothing against the Crips. So, minstrel show, was the halftime a minstrel show or no?
It's hard to say it wasn't. For them to come out and try and tell me and the American public that was the greatest halftime show of all time, absolutely ridiculous.
Facts. It seemed like an obvious attempt, and I've been saying this, Ace. I don't know if you've heard me say it. I know I say it to my wife, like, whenever the melanated are rising up and protesting in the streets and pulling ourselves together, they start throwing us little tidbits, little breadcrumbs. We'll give you the Super Bowl and let you, coon it up, so to speak. You know what I mean? They start giving us, little things that make us forget George Floyd.
Yeah, absolutely. Why while somebody else is being killed, while you have, the young man in Minnesota being shot, they got a no-knock warrant, or you got
Amir Locke, yeah.
Yeah, you got 4 15-year-olds in the city of Chicago being shot, killed on consecutive days. Easy.
And then we all celebrate the white boy who takes a knee.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, bro.
All lives matter, man.
It couldn't have been no more blatant than that. You know, the only person they allowed to make a political statement was the non-melanated person. Minstrel show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you got the lift every voice and sing.
Out in the
parking lot. Singing to the birds.
One of our queen divas too, bro. You know what I mean? You know, so all right, fam. And big ups, you know, to the Bloods and Crips. Again, you know, we don't want any problems, and we don't mean no disrespect. So, yeah, I'm out here on the West Coast too, West Side. All right, so yeah. So, hey, go ahead and hit your final words, bro, so we can wrap up this edition.
All right. Well, we had a new format here. We had a zip through a variety of hot topics galore. We left out some more that will definitely be covered next week. There's always a lot of controversy around these major events that's hiding something in our culture, whether it's they're trying to arrest different heinous crimes that are going on. So, stay focused. They're perpetrating a war over in Russia again because Putin is doing something against the Ukraine. When the hell has the United States cared about what's going on in the middle of Russia? So, stay focused. Keep your head on a swivel. Be aware of what's going on in your surroundings, your neck of the woods, and make the community better. Let the government do what they're going to do because it's all financially based normally anyway. Let them lift the mask mandates, but take care of yourself. Make sure you still do the regimen that you would take through all COVID, whether it was exercise, whether you got vaccinated, whether you were taking the CMOS and any kind of pills to keep you healthy. Keep up your regimen. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. God bless.
Yeah, and Putin, I call him the premier. I call him farting. It's all just the overplay, like you said. They're covering up, putting the wool over our eyes, as that minstrel show was attempting to do. You got Donald Trump in the news and being investigated, and he's in alignment with farting. Donald Trump and farting, they're one and the same. So all of this, in my mind, is to change the the news cycle. And I pray that, the Russian populace and the United States populace, the people, decide that, they're not going to be a party to this farce. The United States is in no position, and I've been saying this, Ace, they had to end this god-awful war against nobody. We've been in war for 20 years, and then now, they think that, our soldiers have the wherewithal in them to face China and Russia after all of this. It's just really, really, really ridiculous. And, there's entities trying to snatch this country down. I'll end mine at that. We got H. Moultrie in the chat. Victims, peanuts, and bananas. That's what he says. He said Snoop was promoting gang culture. And he said Pixel 6 Super Bowl commercial pandered to the victimhood. So, he feels like, Black Americans standing up for their rights and protesting. We're crying victim, for the last 400 years. The slaves were crying victims, Ace, when they were up on a tree, getting lynched and set on fire and babies pulled out of them, according to this guy and Fox News and the Triple K. Victimhood, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you know what I mean? So big ups though, H. Moultrie. We appreciate your support. And come on the show, this show or the self-love show, and espouse your coachisms. Yeah, pull up. don't forget to bring your mouthpiece, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull up. You know what I'm saying?
Any opinion is your own opinion, and it's a good opinion. So
Exactly.
send your opinion, and then we'll work it out from there.
Yeah, pull up. You know, we'll let you have your camera off because we know you're not a troll. Well, you troll us, but we know who you are. So
Yeah.
all right.
We'll accept it.
Yeah, we accept it. Yeah, your family. All right, so here we go. Y'all, we got on the Self-Love Show, H. Moultrie, you'll like this topic. The Second Amendment in the Black First community. Or as you would say, the bananas and the peanuts and the victims. So we're unpacking the Second Amendment on Wednesday. So definitely it's going to be a lot of, we're going to really break down the amendment and the rights to bear arms and things of that nature. So it's going to be extremely informative and definitely time for it. Next week, Ace, you got a hottest topic in mind? It's so hard to keep up, man. So much stuff be going on.
Oh man, it's man, dude. I mean, I guess we did talk about the NBA 75th, but we didn't really delve into it. I mean, it's all kind of stuff going on, but the hottest topic will be hot, very much so by the time we get to next week.
Absolutely, the hottest topic will definitely be hot. And when you're rolling around that great city of Chi-Town, check your six. Watch your blind spot. Guard your grill. Knuckle up. And don't forget to
get it.
And don't forget to bring your
Get it.
And don't forget to bring your mouthpiece.
Like shit.